Hello again, and welcome to Wayne with the Wrangler at Dick Powell's Leadership Corner, brought to you by Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training and Development, where our passion is building leaders of today and tomorrow. To all my faithful followers who read my blogs, my posts, my Twitters, and listen to my radio programs, we want to say thank you. Now, if any of you see yourself in any of one of my creations and my conversations, know that I'm a storyteller and I collect bits and pieces from around the world and around from everybody I talk to. And I bring them into my best to bring them some fun, some fantasy, and some truth to all who read and watch and listen. There have been many misunderstandings as of late of some of you that have seen yourselves in my creations. To all of you, I say I've never on purpose written with the intent to harm. Any similarities to our personal interactions are unintentional. The stories are written to teach, raise awareness, and entertain. Please know that I am just a simple man who is a storyteller of life as I see it unfolding around me. Today, I'm going to take us on a journey, and that journey is going to be 10 of the ways to have personal achievement. Now, that sounds like such a bunch of hogwash, doesn't it? Personal achievement. You see, personal achievement is just that. It's personal. What I deem as achievement might not be what you deem as achievement. But these are some things I think we can both agree on. And as leaders, I think these are some things that maybe we should pass on to those around us. The first one is be yourself. You know, in today's world, there are some who believe in this fake it till you make it thing. But I have to be honest with you. When you're faking it, everyone knows you're faking it. Now, I'm not saying you have to know everything there is before you get started on a new adventure. What I am saying is, as you start that new adventure and you see yourself learning and growing, and someone asks you a question that you don't know, be honest. Say, man, I just don't know. Let's look it up together, or let me look it up and get back to you. You see, that makes you credible, builds trust, integrity, character. But when you're trying to be someone you're not, those things are torn down. I want you to believe in yourself that you matter. I once was told that I was that little person on a dead-end street and I didn't matter a whole lot. And for many, well, unfortunately for me, for many years I believed what they told me. Until one day I realized I had a lot to offer. And I did matter. Not just to others, but I mattered to myself. When I did realize that and I started to stand and speak, it amazed me as much as it amazed other people that there were others who wanted to listen. So believe in yourself. Be yourself. I'm going to encourage you to follow your dream. But I want you to understand that you need to know it's your dream and not someone else's dream. So many times I've seen people try to hook their wagon onto someone in front of them and try to realize the other person's dream for themselves. It doesn't work out very well. You need to do your thing. Get your dream, put your goals to it, and then exceed your goals. And when you exceed your goals, you're going to find your dream becoming a reality. But there again, only you can make that decision to do that. Only you can choose to go forward. While you're in that position, I want you to believe in the possibilities. Believe in possible. Believe in the possible. You see, I don't believe this thing that I am in front of that word. You see, or even IN. You see, I believe all things are possible with hard work and diligent investment. Now, there'll be times when you're going to need to reach out to others to have them help. And that's not a bad thing. Realize that we do very little in life by ourselves, that almost everything we do revolves around someone else helping us get to where we want to go. But you have to believe in the possibilities that all things are possible in order to do that. So I'm encouraging you to believe in the possible. Follow your dream. Believe in yourself. Be yourself. There's another one here. It's appreciate yourself and the others around you. Now, I'm going to take that a little further. When you appreciate others around you for the things that they do to help you or to move you ahead, or just some things that you see them do, when you appreciate others, I guarantee they will start appreciating you. And this will take you to a different level once again. Knowing that, isn't that a lot more fun to look for the positive in others? It surely is. So, this next one, I'm going to hit hard. You see, I was told over and over that to be a success, to achieve the level that I wanted to achieve, there was something missing. And there was. I grew up in a world that, it was always someone else's fault and someone else's way to do things and blah, 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 blah. But what I needed to realize was that I need to be self-motivated. If it was up to me, it was going to be me. And I have to tell you that that's got me excited, that I could self-motivate myself. It was up to me to get myself up out of bed in the morning, get going. It was up to me to make sure I was on top of all the newest and greatest and latest. It was up to me to do some self-learning and self-education. And I needed the patience to know that everything doesn't happen overnight. Now, during this time of self-motivation, I have to tell you that what I learned is sometimes I had to hold another job, another position, other than what my dream was. And I had to have patience. Now, during that time when I was holding that other job, that wasn't really what I wanted to do, really wasn't my dream. Here's the thing. I had to put in place and be self-motivated enough to do a side hustle, which was my dream, and start building on that. Now, that meant nights, weekends, holidays, all those other times that I had to squeeze in all the other opportunities. Fortunately, I was very fortunate. I had a wife who understood that. And she saw to it that we would make those times count. At the end of those 30 long years of working for a large organization and starting at the bottom and working my way to the top, I had the knowledge to step out and start on my own. But what I realized was it was all the time doing those side hustles, those side opportunities, that gave me the knowledge on how to be a success in what I'm doing now. But you need to know only you can motivate you. And that's a truth of it. I'm going to encourage you to do something that's hard. And this something that's hard is build a routine. People say to me, I don't like routines. I don't like being stuck at doing the same thing. And I understand that. But what I'll tell you is that building routine builds perseverance. To persevere, on the good days, the bad days, the days you don't want to get up and get going. Having a routine builds habits. And building those habits is what will build you through the good and the bad times. But here's the big one. Having a routine always builds results. You see, it's those results that really matter. But again, they aren't going to happen overnight. They take time. And that's why the perseverance really does start to dig in on the enjoyment of having a routine. Here at the Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development, when we work with individuals, we work with them and we encourage them to get down a daily 5. And these daily 5 builds a routine and builds habits. It also helps you always look down the road towards your vision. This is what keeps people motivated on that self-motivation piece to keep going every day. Now, one of the other things that I've really encountered is people are, this word has gotten a bad reputation. The word is risk. And so many times I saw people unwilling, unable to take a small risk for the fear of failure. Please let me explain this to you. Fear is just what it is. It's being afraid of something you don't know or don't understand. But failure is just a learning tool. But if you never take the small risks, when the large ones come along, you won't have the ability and knowledge to make the right choices. Taking the small risk at a time, learning from it, and moving forward. There'll be times when you'll take that risk and, quite frankly, you'll do like I did, fall flat on my face. But I learned something from it. I made it into a positive by asking, what would I do next time? And what did I learn from that? You see, that small risk where I fell down and I had to ask myself those two questions, what did I learn and what would I do next, really started to be positive learning tools. Now, I could have saved myself a lot of time and heartache, I guarantee you, if I had taken on a coach. And it's funny when I tell people that, they go, well, I could have learned on my own. Well, it took me a long time. If I could have chopped off those 10 years where I was learning and started doing, wouldn't have that been a smarter piece? But even then, I was unable, I was fearful of taking the risk of paying a coach. Now that I've had a coach of my own for about 20 years, I understand how important it is to have that person in your world. You see, they look at things from a different point of view. Many times they've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. And they can cut your time in half of learning and doing. So really, risk, fear, do. We taught climbing for a long time, climbing just real rock and mobile rock walls and all sorts of climbing facilities around the country. And it amazed me that every single time that we had a group of young ladies, their risk knowledge was higher than the young men. They would take the risk. Once they learned that the rope they were on was safe and the person belaying them knew what they were doing, their harness was in good shape, and their carabiner would hold them, they accepted the risk and went. Teaching young men was a little bit more difficult. Not only did we have to prove that the harness was good, prove that the carabiner was good, prove the rope was good, and then prove that the belaying person knew what they were doing, we actually had to have them test it out over and over before they became able to do it. That's just a small example, I know. Me, on the other hand, I taught high rescue, and I loved being up off the ground, and I never had that fear. But I have found myself, when we've gone to tall buildings around the country, that I'm not really good about wanting to take and go across and lean over the edge. Now, I don't have any problem if I have a harness on and I'm on a belay rope and I've got a carabiner to hook me together. So you see the risk. Is it perceived? Is it real? Or is it just in our mind? Start off with small risks. Try them out. If there is a downfall or a back push, what did you learn from it and what will you do next? Take them as positive pieces in your learning tools. And I guarantee that this will push you forward. It's often said if you help enough people, you'll get to where you want to go. But it's been my experience that when I help enough people, they help me. You see, it's kind of that way it goes. But you can't help them with the thought that they're going to help you. You can't help them with the thought there's got to be a payback. You've got to do it because it's the right thing to do, and you have the knowledge and ability to do it. It's funny how it comes back later, though. Might not be right away, it might not be right then, but it might be a couple years down the road. You just don't know. But help people, and they'll help you. This last part, success, achievement, whatever you want to put on it, whatever stamp, these next three things will be the most important things I talk about all day. For those of you who have listened to the show for the last number of years we've been on, you're going to know what they are. For those new, this is it. You see, to be a real success, you need to have a vision, a future picture. What's it look like? What are you doing? How much money are you making? Where are you living? What clothes are you wearing? Who are you with? Oh, wow, there's a whole lot of wonderful dreams that go into that. Once you have it, you need to write it down so you can share it with others. It does a couple things when we write things down. It connects our hand to our mind and our mind to our unconscious, which puts it into reality. I'm going to encourage you to look for your mission. And if you don't know what that is, that's your purpose, your calling. Why are you here on this earth? What should you be doing? What are you being called to do? What gifts and talents have you been given to put into place? What gifts and talents do you need to sharpen and make better and use? I find in myself that when I started that journey, I actually again had to bring somebody alongside me, and I had to take my pride in just a little bit and say I need help. So I'm going to encourage you, if you don't know your mission, your calling, your purpose, you find someone who can help you figure it out, and then put it to work. You will be amazed how this changes not only how you think, but how you live. And you'll see it change those around you. The third leg on this stool is the hard one. It's hard because it's called the strategy, the plan. What do we need to do daily? I mean daily. So we're living our mission and achieving our vision. Now understand where I'm coming from here. Our vision and our mission very seldom changes. Now it might change a small amount, but it's not going to change very large. What might change is on the roadmap, the strategy, the plan. You see, with ages and stages, our plans will change. But the place you mark on the roadmap, it's not. Finding your mission, your calling, is not. How you get there Well, that might be 2 or 3 different kinds of roads. Might be an interstate. And then again, if you're like me, it's all those back roads that kind of keep moving together. Understand that this thing of personal achievement is exactly what it means. It's personal. And only you can make that decision. Have I achieved what I set out to do? I'm going to again encourage you to have that coach, that person that can help you do this. You see, on achievement level, a coach already knows that you know what to do. You know how to do it, you know when to do it, and you know all those other parts and pieces. Our job as a coach is to make sure that we're asking the right questions at the right time, so you can hear yourself really get the answers. And then write them down. And the coach's real kind of piece here is to help you become accountable to make them happen. You see, once I give my word that I'm going to do something, it's funny. I do it. And what I've found with other people, once they've given their word, they've gotten it written down, their vision, mission, and strategy, and they share it with people, they get it done. And we found this over and over through time. Again, personal achievement is about you. Start off with being yourself. Don't try to be anybody else that you're not. Now, I will tell you that during your ages and stages, you will change some. But I guarantee you, you probably won't change a lot. Unless you choose to, unless you make that choice. Believe in yourself. Believe that you matter. Believe in yourself. Follow your dream. Make sure it's your dream and not someone else's. As you're doing it, the real piece here is exceed your dream. And I guarantee you, when you exceed it, you'll make it. Believe in the possible. Believe that everything is possible. That you might have to work longer, harder than anyone else to get it, but it is possible. But here again, if you're sharing that thing with someone, that's going to be a great help. Be self-motivated. Have perseverance during this time. Know that you very well might have to do something you don't want to do in order to get to where you want to go. I usually ask people, what are you willing to do to get to where you want to go? And it amazes me from time to time, they'll tell me this exact words: I'll do anything. And when I tell them, well, you need to keep the job you're in and do these other things to get prepared for what you want to do. And then the ball starts to hit the wall. You need to know that this isn't going to be easy. You need to know it's not going to happen overnight. You need to know that it's going to take perseverance to make it happen. You need to know and appreciate those around you. You need to appreciate them for who and what they are, so they will appreciate who and what you are. I'm going to encourage you to build a solid routine. A solid routine that will help you build perseverance on the times when it's tough. The times when you don't feel like going the extra mile. The times you don't feel like getting up in the morning. The times when you feel like you're just too tired to continue. I'm going to encourage you to build routine because it builds habits. And when you build habits in this manner, those habits will sustain you through the tough times. The habits of getting up at 5:30 in the morning so I can write every single day. Now, there are mornings I don't want to do that, but the habit is that's what I do. And it pushes you forward instead of holding you back. The biggest part that we were encouraging you here is to build your routines because routines build results. And when we say results, we say it both in personal as well as in business. So know how important a routine can be for you. Understand this opportunity called risk, fear, do. There's a risk in everything we do. Driving to work, walking across the street, getting up in the morning, slipping on a toy. There's risk in everything. There's perceived risk that we don't know about, we don't understand, and there's real risk that when your brakes don't work. But if we never take the small risks, we won't know how to react when we have a big risk opportunity looking at us. We won't know how to make the correct choice. So on the small ones, if they do go bad, understand that it's just a learning time. Ask yourself, what will I do next time? And how will I change it? Okay? What am I going to do different? There's simple things like that. Help others. Know that when you help others, they will eventually help you. It might not be tomorrow. You just never know when. It's amazed me in my lifetime the number of times that I've gone out and helped people because it was the right thing to do at the right time, without any thought of any kind of payback or anything. And a lot of people around me said, boy, I can't believe you're giving that away for free. You're doing that for nothing. I just can't believe you're just going to go out there and do it again. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Somewhere down the line, you'll come back. And I'm going to encourage you very heavily to get down on a piece of paper your vision, your future picture, your mission, your purpose, and your strategy, your plan. And if you're struggling with that, please give us a call here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development. Let us help you. These are the most important things that we can ever pass on to you as a help. Reach out to a coach. Having a coach is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of really being pretty darn smart. And I really wish someone had given me a kick in the pants and done that and told me about it a long time before I got on board, because I didn't realize what it was all about. But having a written vision, mission, and strategy will let you take and put your mark on the map of where you're going and what's it going to look like when you get there. And you're going to have your mission, your purpose. Why are you here? What are you doing? And the strategy, the day-to-day plans, the day-to-day pieces that you're going to do every day in some kind of routine, matter of fact, that's going to take you on the roadmap to success. Now, I see myself coming to the end of my time. Always goes way too fast. On behalf of myself, Dick Powell, and the whole Leadership Corner team, I want to say thank you for being a part of today's program. Our hope is that you've gained a nugget of wisdom and guidance that will help you become a better leader. Now, if you have any questions or comments on today's program, don't hesitate. Give us a call here, 727-422-1833. 727-422-1833. Send me an email, dick@ewfw.org. dick@ewfw.org. Go to the website, by golly, take some time, look around, and there's a place you can click on there and send me a message. www.ewfw.org. www.ewfw.org. And when you know you're ready to have the Leadership Wrangler come and put on a leadership seminar at your location for your people, all you got to do is give us a call. But I'm going to give you a little piece here. Call quick. Our schedule just fills up so darn fast that we need to have you do it quickly. Well, this has been Dick Powell, DW the Wrangler, saying, ride hard, ride fast.